What were you the god of again?
The one film that got me into filmmaking was Marvel's 2014 Guardians of the Galaxy. Literally, I switched universities, took film studies. A few years later, here we are. Now, I wanted to lead with that just so you know beforehand, I do like these movies. But recently, Marvel has seemingly been falling into the motions. What do I mean? What is the basic framework of a Marvel movie? A hero, the villain, a few funny side characters, a lot of jokes, and a big set piece to send you home happy. Now, I love these things as much as the next guy, but if you eat nothing but sweets, eventually you'll get sick of them too. This is simply my call to some variety. Thor Ragnarok is definitely one of the most different Thor films, yeah, but different doesn't always mean good. Transformers is different. Enough said. Every huge Marvel character has their theme. Captain America is the political real-world film, Iron Man is the rock and roll action film, and Thor was the fantasy franchise. That, to a degree, took itself seriously. A Marvel version of Game of Thrones in space, we could say. But this has been largely replaced by more space opera turned up to 11 vibe, using classic songs, self-aware, fun. You know? Does that sound familiar? Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, taking inspiration from other films isn't bad at all, but when it feels like the entire background of Thor was thrown out and replaced with the one from Guardians, it sends a message that Thor's character and mythology isn't good enough to hold his own. People have praised this for taking a risk, but is it really taking a risk when you're essentially redoing the formula and structure of one of your most successful films? And I get it, the first Thor was good, the second was criticized heavily, so Thor has been on a rocky road character-wise. But imagine this film, but as a space Viking version of Game of Thrones. Space Vikings waging war on each other. You know, Thor. The film is enjoyable to a degree, and I'll say this, if you've seen every Marvel movie, you're going to see this no matter what I say. And deep down, you know what to expect structure-wise. If you despise Marvel movies and the lack of risk they seem to take, then this is not going to convert you. This very much is, quote-unquote, a Marvel movie. Take it or leave it. Taika Waititi's humor is felt, but it feels like he only had so much control. Fun fact, if you research it, Taika actually didn't write the screenplay. The script was done by one of Marvel's in-house writers, and as Hitchcock says, it all starts with a script. Believe it or not, I do like these films. Maybe because I've seen so many of them, I'm becoming desensitized and expect more from them. I want them to shock me, thrill me, make me leave thinking, that just blew me away and I need to see it again right now, like they used to. This film is going to make money regardless of what I think. It's already smashing records in the US. I just want Marvel to try more. I'm not hating on them. I'm not a DC fanboy. I'm not a fanboy of anything. I want films to try. I want Marvel to try. Get that shit back on their shoulder like they used to do. Take some risks. I do love these Marvel films. Hell, if you're new to this channel, check even just one of my film essays, and I can guarantee I mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy 1 being a one film, which is why I'm taking film studies in a degree, and I started everything, right? My YouTube channel, my filmmaking, all of it, all back to that one film about a talking raccoon and tree. And I think, honestly, it's because I hold them in such a high regard. I do have a high level of expectation of them, you know. I don't think they're just no one, and I think that's a good thing. You know, shouldn't I want to expect the best from them? Shouldn't I want to see them in a high light? Should I want to blow my expectations and say, oh, well, you know, whatever they do, as long as they put that Marvel logo on it, it's amazing. And even if it makes no sense, even if the stakes are never there, even if they kill every seriousness with every joke, and even if they overdo on the comedy, no, it's fine because it's the Marvel logo and I can't talk bad about it. Is that what we really want? Is that what we want the industry to move towards, where when a certain studio or brand gets so much success that they kind of become autonomous and they kind of become untouchable, where like you can't criticize them at all, which I think will hurt Marvel, because if anyone who's ever been anything in the world, they've always had to readapt, they've always had to reanalyze who they are, and they've always had to become stronger. And how you become stronger? You fix your weak points. And everyone, even the strongest film, has a weak point. And I think it's going to be a big detriment to Marvel if this thing where people are afraid to criticize or afraid to critique or say, hey, that was great, but do this better next time, you know, because then they'll start phoning it in, or they'll start doing, hey, whatever we do, it's going to be fine, people are going to love it anyway. And I don't want that from them. I want another Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I want another Iron Man 1, you know, I want another Winter Soldier, you know. We only get those films when Marvel are forced to always find something new, or to become more creative, or to shock you, or to just they have that chip on their shoulder again, you know. And I'm not saying this film was lazy. This was a okay to good film. But this is Marvel, and they can do amazing films. And if I'm supposed to be okay with just good, then I guess I'm in the wrong here. And Maverick, you were awesome. And we in Maverick Studios. Till next time. I made a bad, bad, bad.